What's up? It's your boy Oshin. This is Oshin's View. We back in the building. You already know who I'm here with. Willie Negro on the
What up?
I gotta calm down because I know you got some things to ask me because a lot's been going on in the news and this particular person, I'm hurt. I'm hurt behind everything with it because this person means a lot to me.
Yeah.
At least kind of professionally.
Nah, that's your guy, your idol, your man. Yeah, that's you. That's your guy, bro. That's your guy.
If y'all don't know who we talking about, and I'm trying to hold back the tears. We're talking about Sean John Combs, a.k.a. Puff Daddy, a.k.a. P. Diddy, a.k.a. Brother Love. So many monikers. And let me preference what I'm talking about for the simple fact what he means by is my guy. Me and Puff share the same birthday. We got Harlem roots. I have three idols in the world. My three idols are Michael Jordan, Will Smith, and Puff Daddy. The reason why Michael Jordan is my idol is because I believe he has some of the best willpower I've ever seen in my life. The reason why Will Smith is my idol is because I just believe he's ridiculously well-rounded. And the reason why is Puff, biased aside of Harlem and sharing the same birthday, and of course the bad boy music and everything. Puff always has this thing that it's like, no matter what happens, he comes out on top. Like, it's like,
we'll see.
His hold up. If it holds true, his superpower, Michael Jordan's superpower is his willpower.
Yeah.
Will Smith's superpower is his well-roundedness. And Puff's superpower is the way he deals with adversity. Mm-hmm. But this is a different level. This is, monies have already been dispersed. Cassie has already got 30 mil. Now, this was a few months ago. And people already know that 1 minute he said he wasn't paying, 24 hours later, that 30 mil was gone. And she got her 30 million. For whatever reason, if you want to call it hush money, if you want to call it just trying to let it go away, whatever you want to call it, retribution, anything you want to call it, that's what it was. So he paid. Now, 30 million isn't a lot of money to Puff. To us, that is a crime. But to him, he plays with that.
30 million is 30 million.
Yeah, now when you got 900-some million, just sheer numbers. And then he got boats and all kind of stuff. So, you know, I get what you're saying with that, but we know 30 million, that was pocket change. But now all the allegations are coming out. And I don't know, everybody can't be lying. This is the way I'm looking at it. And I'm not casting any aspersions. This is how I'm looking at it. When people say that football games are rigged,
right?
I don't buy into that. And I'm a New England Patriot fan, so I know people was like, oh, of course you know. But all jokes aside, the reason why I say I don't feel football games be rigged like that is because there's too many moving parts that have to be accounted for.
Yes.
And I'm looking like, that kind of perfect rigging, just I don't see it happening. Now, can refs call the game a little more physical, a little less physical, flags? They can do things like that. But I'm talking about a full-fledged rig? No. So I say all that to say, are you raping every woman? Is every woman just crying rape? Is the drugs and being drugged and beating up women and the homosexuality things going on? Like, it's a lot. It's a lot going on. And it's like, now the joke on the internet is, would you go to a Diddy party? Let me tell you something about a Diddy party. I have been to a Diddy party before. Now, let me have some clarity. I wasn't at any of the parties in the Hamptons. Not those. I was at a party. This was maybe around 98, 99. It was in Battery Park. That's in New York. Downtown, upscale neighborhood and stuff. And it was a bad boy party. Like, no, he was there. And had a great time. Had a great time. Shut up and down. Had a great time. You know what I'm saying? Dapped him up. Boo, yo, Puff, what up?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That Gritty had all kind of people with him. You know what I'm saying? But, this was on the heels of No Way Out doing his thing. So we know what that album did.
Yeah.
But like I said, Battery Park, all white joint. I'm in there, I had a great time, bagged a few joints, and I went home untouched, unscathed. So now, see, I have to say that because now it's like, oh, would you go to a Diddy party? I've been to one. I had a good time. Now, I know people going to be like, those ain't the ones we talking about. We talking about the ones in the mansion. I know people that have been to the ones in the mansion. And they pretty much had the same response I had. Yo, it was wild chicks there. We had a good time. I bagged some joints. Some left with some joints. I know a few that smacked a few joints in there, but they went home. See, this is my thing. And I don't want to victim blame. So that's why I'm prefacing. I don't want to victim blame. But ain't nobody making me do something I don't want to do.
Right.
Now, let me be clear with that. I don't drink and I don't smoke. So you're not going to catch me under the influence either.
Right.
Because I got to, it's no, I got to believe. The liquor is flowing abundantly. The weed is going abundantly. The cocaine is present because that's the rich man's drug or whatever. So I'm not saying everybody is in their right mind when you really partying this hard. Now, the thing about it is, when you're white, that's just partying hard. When you're black,
this is true.
There's other things involved. This diatribe is not going to get him off the hook anywhere. I'm painting the picture of what these parties could entail and things. Now, the thing about it is, there's so many people involved that it's like, okay, if you 25 are lying, I don't think you 10 or 15 are over here. Because there's a lot of people. And from what I hear about what power and that kind of money can do, when was the last time you think a person in Puff's position ever heard no? Especially from the opposite sex.
Well, if I go by the stories, he's heard no a lot. Because I'm No, I'm just
he actually heard enough things.
No, but I say it to say this, man. First of all, Puff hasn't been charged with anything criminal. He has not been charged with anything criminal. These are all civil lawsuits, and they're not all for rape. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, for example, Cassie really didn't get to go all the way with her civil suit. It was just in the stuff that she put out. It was a whole bunch of stuff, but the one thing that got is like, one time he raped me. She said that. You see what I'm saying? And that was like, so all the other stuff was freak ball, nasty stuff, but that was the thing that was like, all right, you crossed the line. Now, do I think that that rich men teeter that line with enticing people with money, enticing people with status and things like that and getting them drugged up? Yes, they do. They entice people. But do I think some people say no and they get to go home? Absolutely. You see what I'm saying? It's plenty of documented cases on the internet of people saying, yeah, he propositioned me too. And he said, yo, this. And then I went home for example, the guy Torre said his cousin was the intern for him, right? Yep. And then he was an intern for 4 months, and then Puffy said, you can't work with me no more unless you go home with me, spend the night with me.
That was wild.
And then but he didn't work with him no more. Yeah. So he didn't force him to do anything. Right? You see what I'm saying? He gave him a choice. After 4 months of mentorship. You see what I'm saying? It's like, all right, you got enough. Hey, is we doing this or not? You see what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for real. I do. I believe that that some rich dudes just be freak bulls. They be freaking off. They be freaking off. Like that. The chick told the story about Cassie one night when she was living with Cassie, and Cassie came, and Diddy came to the apartment that he was probably paying for, and said, told her to, hey, tell your girl that she want to party, that she want to, you know what I mean, come out and party. She wanted her to freak off, and Cassie was like, no. And then she said, Diddy left mad. She said no, and he left, right? You see what I'm saying? Like, so is it forcing somebody to do something or enticing somebody to do something with money, status, and things like that?
Opportunities.
You see what I'm saying? A high integrity person is not going to go for a lot of these things. You see what I'm saying? Because the money and the status don't really means that much to them, and you're not willing to compromise your morals and things like that. The rape part, yo, if you rape somebody, you need to go to jail.
I'm gonna tell
That's
you
a fact.
this. I got a theory. And bear with me for a second. I think, first off, what if we're living in an alternate world? And what I mean by alternate world is, what if after so many sexual encounters with women, after you hit a certain number, you just automatically become gay? So
hey,
imagine,
yo.
Hold up. Just follow me down the rabbit hole for a second. So imagine if it sounded like he might have passed that number. Whatever that number is. This is my thing. So let's say the number was, after sleeping with 200 women, you automatically become gay. Automatically. But the difference is, we're not saying sleeping 200 times. We're saying 200 different women. First off,
gotta be higher than that. I probably know regular niggas that slept with 200
but
women.
the whole thing is I'm throwing a number there because the average person ain't gonna get 200 women.
Right.
So imagine this: they come to you, be like, "Look here, this is your lifetime. You've got 300 women in your lifetime, different women to sleep with. After 300, you automatically like men for the rest of your life. What are the pluses for that? The main plus is marriage will skyrocket. You know why marriage will skyrocket? Because once a dude gets dumb close to that number, I got to find me one. I have to be with this one for the rest of my life. So the flip side of that one, of the guys finding their one because their number's getting low, there's going to be somebody that forgets where their number's at. And they going to be pounding away. Next thing you know, they going to be like, oh, goddamn, I'm at 301. Shit.
That's crazy.
I like Charlie for the rest of my life.
Crazy.
301
is crazy.
Yeah, 301.
Well, I got a question for you. All right, let's take the sexual assault allegations away, right? What if you found out that Puff was having sex with men? A lot of men. What would that change for you? Like, I know that's your idol. You see what I'm saying? And that's one of the guys you look up to. But what would be different?
Have nothing against the Gary Apple Yellow community. I'm just not a part of it. You know what's funny? People always say, yo, you can do whatever you do behind closed doors. I ain't got nothing to do with that. That's kind of cliche. That's just something to say. Okay. Because the question you just asked, and I'm going to answer it, I'm not going to lie, it's going to change something in it. It's because I look up to you because you not only were who you were, and also our likeness was that we're heterosexual men. Now, this is a slippery slope because if you like what you like, I can't kill you for liking what you like.
Right.
But the thing is, you know what's crazy? You either come out the closet all the way or you stay with the rumor forever. Because he's never denied or confirmed if these things are true.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't even fight against it. Like, I've seen Puff on the Breakfast Club and they be like, yo, 50 thinks you this, you say suspect things. And he just be like, he kind of just brushes it off like, nah, whatever. Now, as a fan, I'm like, yo, you see this said one time, yo, no, I'm not that. But maybe there's some things. So you asking me what would it change? I'm not going to say it's going to change full-fledged perception, but it's definitely going to be like, are you going to live in your truth or not? That's the biggest one. Like, why don't you just live in your truth?
What if he is though? My thing is, for example, it wouldn't change anything for me. If there has always been rumors that he has had sexual encounters with men, and it wouldn't change absolutely anything.
Okay.
You know, Benjamins would still be Benjamins.
Facts.
Like
I'm still dancing to the music.
Like I'm still dancing to the music. He would still be. He still got kids and mess with bad women too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it wouldn't change anything for me. What if he is living in his truth? He just don't expose that part.
You don't have to say it.
You know what I mean? So like it would change absolutely nothing to me. As a matter of fact, most of the he's just a freak boy. We know this. He a freak boy. It is what it is, yo. But most of the things that he did, I'm okay with. The only thing that I wouldn't be okay with is if you raping somebody, or if you having sex with underage women or men. Like that's the only thing that I wouldn't be okay with.
Now I'm not okay. I'm not okay with the rape.
Yeah,
because that mind boggles me honestly too. Because I'm looking like when you're that high, it's not just Puff, but when you're that high with status, money, charisma, everything else, these chicks, yo, we know on our level what a section and 5 bottles will do for the night in the club.
Right.
We are the men. Now, granted, it'll be other guys and stuff in there, but we talk about outside of being somewhere where it's mega uber rich people. We talking about just, working class people that's having a good time. I done had a few nights with a section, 5 bottles, and I'm in there like boom, 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 and the chicks is just coming through. You are Puff. You are whoever. Y'all don't gotta rape. They already down for it. But it goes back to what you're saying. Some people have said no. Most people have said yes. But it's how you're taking the no. Who are you? You gonna do this? Because who are you to tell me no? Because that's what money and power does. It gives you that sense of invincibility and no accountability. Oh, you can't tell me no.
You know what I was just saying? I just read they threw Christian into this, man. Some chick on the boat accused him of
sexual misconduct.
I don't. Once again, I don't know what sexual misconduct is. So it's very ambiguous. I don't know.
Yeah.
And the way she explained it, he was a little aggressive with the trying to get head, and he ended up not getting the head, but he made her feel uncomfortable. I guess. I don't know what sexual misconduct is, and the line between that and being aggressive and just asking for what you want is a blurry situation to me. I think sexual misconduct is with have people signing a contract before they have sex right now. You know what I mean? Because as men, we all have put the pressure on a time or two. And I don't, not to say that I intentionally made somebody feel uncomfortable, but we all have put the pressure on before.
Yeah, we're putting the pressure on one-on-one in our cribs. I think the pressure, and I'm not saying Christian did anything. I'm just saying, ambiguously, just talking about whoever. If you at a party, you on a boat, yacht, whatever, and now you up here talking to her crazy in front of people, yo, such and such, that's the uncomfortable feel. Yo, let's get this lame off the boat. She ain't partying like the rest of us. You know what I'm saying? This, that, and the third. And he's his son. I'm not going to talk about nobody's kids because, it's their kids. What I'm saying is this. I'm not saying, because he's going to have to deal with whatever he's dealing with too. But I don't want to say chip off the old block, but he knows with this empire, yo, if Pop Dukes kick the bucket, I'm already up. You just put another version of him on the streets.
Money, power, and respect. Yeah.
Money, power, and respect. So he gets it and it's like, yo, I'm Christian. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. So, let's just see how this thing plays out. Let's just see how this thing plays out. That's why I can go with that. But I want to play a clip. And I want to get your thoughts on it. Give me a second. Here we go.
Now, respectful cheating, I could deal with that. So for the, I'm saying any city. I'm saying if he went to New York for the weekend, what you don't know
Won't hurt you.
it won't hurt you. However, if you're going to cheat, you need to do it with respect. You do need. I don't like people who are not respectful. So these are the ones that aren't respectful. You're talking to the side piece and lying to them. First of all, you already lied to whoever this is on the side. So if you're gonna be respectful, you tell that person, give me 50 feet on my woman. Don't ever approach me when you see me with my woman. So number one, you can never approach. I can imagine somebody approaching me. It would just be like.
So, respectful cheating. It's almost an oxymoron. But the times we live in now, I don't even say the times because cheating has been going on forever.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. And the crazy thing about cheating is people have different definitions of what actual cheating is. And cheating might have one of the biggest blurred lines in its definition than a lot of words. And that's one of the main ones because what one person considers cheating, somebody else might consider just flirting or whatever.
Yeah.
Because, I think at its base, most people define cheating as physically having intercourse with another person. But then, this is where the line starts to get blurry.
Right.
Texting, sexting, certain emojis.
Intimacy.
Right, send intimacy.
Yeah.
Physically and emotionally. Flirting a certain way because I think flirting is more so something you can't turn off because if you have a certain level of charm, excuse me.
Bless you.
If you have a certain level of charm,
Yeah.
I feel you kind of always flirting anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like I've watched dudes that when I was coming up, they were just smooth. Like, shout out to my man KB. KB was one of the first dudes I seen in the hood. He had a Chinese chick with him. This was back in the 80s. This was amazing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we was like,
Where the hell you get a Chinese chick from?
Exactly, because he was always coming through with the bad joints. Well, no, let me correct that. Rest in peace to my man Al Boogie. He was the first one that came through with a Chinese joint. Then I seen KB with a joint. But Al Boogie, he was curly head, dark brown, played ball, was athletic. He was smart, street dude, and college dude. He had a lot. He was coming through with different joints, exotic joints and everything. So he had a certain way. This is what I mean about automatic, certain charismatic things. One day we was walking up to the courts and literally it was a chick walking. She was clearly out of my age bracket. He's older. He's got me by like 10, 11 years. He's walking and the lady's walking this way. And I was like, you can see she was shapely from you seeing her coming your way.
Right.
And she got closer. She looked as good as we thought she looked. And my young horny self was just looking like the drool, like, damn, look at her. You know what this nigga says? He was like a mother with a daughter. That's a beautiful thing right there. And he said it just like that. She blushed. He wound up talking to her. She gave him a number. And I promise you the whole thing went down like 6 months.
A mother with a daughter.
That's a beautiful, he said, that's all he said. Play this. The nigga literally, she got there. And I was like, first off, the fact that he had that just waiting in the clip. Now, mind you, I was probably 16, 17. I'm still on the damn, man, you look good. You know what I'm saying? This nigga knew, he was like, she looked at him, he was like, hey, a mother and a daughter, that's a beautiful thing, man. He said, that's beautiful. And she was like, oh, thank you. And he went to the side, he backed, I got a number left.
Oh my goodness.
I said, this is why he's the best to ever do it. He's the best to ever do it. But I say all that to say, is cheating really what she said with that? Because I don't want to go, that was the leaks, by the way.
Yeah.
What you don't know won't hurt you. We've heard it in plenty of songs. I know you want to jump in. Heard it in plenty of songs. Most notably, Marry your wannets. I don't want to know.
Yeah.
This theory about women cheating better, let me put that to rest too. Ladies, it's not that you cheat better. Dudes are just like, look here, I just better never find out about it. I don't want to hear about it. I don't even want it hinted at. If you're going to do your dirt, go ahead. But when you get sloppy with stuff, don't get upset when I flip a lid. Now that doesn't mean every guy, because some guys, like yourself, you cool, calm, collective with it. Like you part of that group of, I don't think you get mad personally. I've never seen you get mad in 20 years, but that's another story. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Scorpio. I have jealous traits with me in terms of stuff like that. Because I like to plant my flag a lot.
Yeah.
So I know where that comes from. But to say I've never been cheated on, that's cap, as the kids say. Have I cheated before? Of course. It's physical things. But I think the part that really gets blurred when there is no physical, interactions going on. But the crazy thing about it is, if you getting it emotionally with the woman, it's just a matter of time before it goes down physically. Now, I have gotten upset over that. Like, yo, you texting, you saying all this, but I didn't do anything. It doesn't matter because you want to. The opportunity just hasn't presented itself yet. And that's the part where a dude will flip his wig. But go ahead.
So, I think, so men don't want to know if you're cheating. I think women don't cheat better. Men just don't look for the signs because we have egos, and our ego tells us that our woman ain't doing nothing.
Facts.
You see what I'm saying? So we will ignore the signs. You see what I'm saying? We be like, yo, he just worked with her. You know what I mean? Because how could she possibly cheat on me? I do all this. You see what I'm saying? And I'm all of this. You know what I mean? Our egos don't let us go there until we find something out. Then when we find something out, then it's hard for us not to look for the signs. You see what I'm saying? So in that regard, I understand kind of what Nene is talking about. You know what I mean? It's like, if you're going to cheat, do it respectfully. Don't let me find out. Don't be sloppy. Don't have me looking crazy. You see what I'm saying? Because a man's ego can't take that. You see what I'm saying? And women's favorite line is, oh, you got me looking crazy out here and all this stuff. And a lot of times it'd be you to have you looking crazy out here because you want to go broadcast and tell everybody. You know what I mean? But I think as far as intimacy goes, intimacy to me is cheating. If you intimate with somebody, if you having a conversation with somebody that you wouldn't have with everybody or somebody else, that's a little too intimate for me. You see what I'm saying? If you having conversations that you wouldn't necessarily have with any other man or any other person, then it's like, why are you having this conversation with this person? You see what I'm saying? Or if this person is touching you in a way that other people don't touch you. You know what I mean? A hug is a hug, but a hug is different from a hug. You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like it's different. You could tell. You ever been in a room and you could tell like somebody you don't even may not be dealing with this chick. She hug him, you be like, oh no, it's something different there. You see what I'm saying? It's something different. Like that wasn't the same way she hugged me. You know what I mean? When we encountered each other. You know what I mean? So people pick up on that. So I don't think cheating is necessarily just sex or intercourse. You see what I'm saying? Like if you have an sharing intimacy with somebody and you in a relationship, that's cheating. You know what I mean? Now flirting, I don't think that flirting is necessarily cheating if, like I said, you would flirt with anybody. Like you said, if you just a outgoing person and that's your personality, you going to say something. You going to comment on somebody's dress or how they look or something like that. You know what I mean? It's the same thing with women. Oh, you so handsome. You look nice today. Blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? So that can come off as flirting and being nice. And some people's job entails them to be personable. You know what I mean? Like you might need to entice people to sell things. You see what I'm saying? So I don't necessarily think that flirting is cheating, but I do think intimacy is cheating. If you talking the same way to all of the women, that's not really cheating. If you talking different to this one girl that's not your girl, that might be cheating. You see what I'm saying? So I kind of agree with what Nene said. Hey man, don't be out here cheating recklessly. You know what I mean? You know how many people that I know whose significant other has cheated on them and they will never find out? They just don't know. And I know, but they don't. You see what I'm saying? Because I just happen to be around or happen to be in the vicinity of what was going on. But, you know, it's like, yo, they've been together forever, and that happened maybe years ago, but they just don't know. You know what I mean? And respectfully, I hope they never find out, because they got these people got good relationships. You see what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, yo, they might have been young. You know what I mean? That happened 10 years ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah, things happen and situations in life. All marriages, relationships aren't the same all the time. You have down periods where y'all two just not seeing eye to eye.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's for 6 months, sometimes 4 years, sometimes for 2 years, sometimes it's for longer than that. And, you know, all I'm saying is this, to wrap that segment up, there are people that have been married for like 50 years. Well, they done had some breaks. 6-7 year breaks. You know what I'm saying? They done moved out, moved back in, moved out again, moved back in.
Yeah.
Like, things happen. So I understand that. Being as though we're in Baltimore, we have to tackle this one. Angel Reese. Angel Reese from Baltimore. All-American. NCAA champion. I don't know if she's ever captured a Player of the Year award for college. I know I think she's got some conference players and stuff. But great college career. She's headed to the WNBA.
Absolutely.
But
made her bread.
yes. Now, but she played against Iowa the other day. 17 points, 20 rebounds. Sounds like a great game. Me personally, all right. Let me preference this. That was the first time I've ever seen her play a full game. I watched the national championship game, but I'm gonna tell you why I'm gonna say that was the first time. The national championship game that they won last year against Iowa, the girl Jasmine Carson had a great first half.
Yeah.
She had all those 3-pointers, and at that point, they kind of cruised to their 15-point win.
Right.
So she didn't really have to do a whole lot of extra. But the other day, Caitlin Clark came out for blood.
Yes.
She's going to pull. She's got a cannon. You could respect that because you're a shooter. Caitlin Clark had 40.
Yes.
No ways about it. She had 40. Now, I put a post saying I wasn't too impressed with Angel's skill set. Now, to be clear, I had a conversation with a couple of guys afterwards. They was like, they asked me, he said, what did you expect? What they said was, did you expect her to be like Juju? And I was like, yeah. And it's what I meant because it's about Juju Watkins for USC. She's a freshman. I never seen Angel Reese play. So in my mind, she had a handle. I didn't know she was left-handed. Most lefties got a nice swiggles with them. I thought she had a handle, the passing, added to the rebounding and everything else. She's productive, very productive in what she does.
Yes.
In what she does. So I'm not going to cheapen her. I think I put too much on her because I never seen her play. So when I didn't see certain things, I kind of was like, they doubling you. I get that. So why don't you step out, hit the mid-range shot? Because when she shot the mid-range shot, I didn't like the form or nothing. I was like, ugh, you a lefty too. But she played her heart out and everything. Now this is the thing. Yeah, she hurt her ankle that game. So give her leeway. Now, Emmanuel Acho made some comments about her because after the game, it was some waterworks. Now, people are saying now, after the fact, she was crying because of the way her teammates were defending her. But I'm like, in real time, that's not what it came off as. It came off as she was talking about the death threats, talking about being the villain and all this other stuff. And I get all that, all the extra things like death threats and all things that's not related to basketball. If these things were happening, and I don't believe she was lying, they were happening, I don't agree with that. Now, what I do have an issue with is when you went like this last year, we got behind you because you knocked her out. You got I ain't going to say that Caitlin Clark was the bully last year, but she was the darling last year. And when you went like that, because you won that national championship, we were behind you. This is my issue. Caitlin Clark and them still haven't won a championship, but they eliminated y'all.
Right.
You had to know that the ridicule was coming. That's my thing. You had to know this wasn't going to just go quietly into the night. You had to know it wasn't going to be a situation where you could just get up there and be like, they played better than us today, such and such. She had to know all the talking was coming.
Yes.
Now, my thing is this. If you want to be emotional about it, cool. People get emotional. She's hop on the totem pole. But you got to do that at home. In the face of the cameras, you got to sit there stoic because nobody's going to feel sorry for you because you lost the game. Because it looks like sour grapes. And then you bringing up the death threats and all of this stuff. Then you're going to get people like, what are you talking about? Even though these things can be very well super true, we ain't talking about that. We talking about we just watched Caitlin get 40 and they smacked y'all. Y'all didn't do nothing. Can't have it both ways. And I caught a little flack for that too. Because I said, I kind of agree with Acho. And Acho, before you jump in, Acho actually showed receipts, as they say it. He's bigging her up. When he's behind her, he's behind her. He just was like, yo.
Acho could show all the receipts he want to show. Acho always be going in on black women. He's corny.
Okay, explain that. Because I don't think so.
I do, man. He had a whole show. He has a whole show where he just invite conservative white people on there to talk about black people. It's weird. I don't know.
Is Joy telling black?
Huh?
Is Joy telling black?
Yes.
Okay, continue.
No, he has a show outside of that where he just invites white people to talk about black issues.
Well, he's Nigerian.
I don't care what he is. Like, I don't care. But I disagree with both of y'all. I think that Angel Reese is emotional. I think when she was doing that last year, all this is emotion.
Okay.
It's emotion. So now she feeling a different emotion and she gonna let it out. It's who she is.
Okay.
It just is what it is. I think people get so caught up in judging athletes like they're not people that they don't understand that, one, she just lost a big game. Two, it may be her last college game. It's her last college game. You see what I'm saying? Three, she wanted it bad. She's emotional. Yes, these are her teammates. Not no more. You see what I'm saying? Like, she's emotional. She's going to cry. She's going to be irrational. She's going to do things that we don't understand. Just like when she won and she was emotional and she was saying a lot of stuff that I didn't agree with, but she was emotional. You let her, hey man, she's showing her emotion right now. You see what I'm saying? I think people are human.
But devoid of showing your emotion, you don't get to control how people show their emotions or adulations to your emotions. That's all I'm saying. My thing is this, everything you said is correct, but at the same time, it's still a whole faction out there that's like, I don't hear nothing about that. White girl Caitlin just had 40. And,
right.
And the undertone was clearly black and white. We understand that.
Right.
So don't get it twisted. I already know what side I was on. So I need LSU to win.
Right.
But once Caitlin started doing that half-court thing, I'm like,
somebody
gonna have to answer.
So I feel like Caitlin didn't have the answer last year. I feel like she didn't. They lost. She didn't have the answer. She didn't necessarily have a good game either.
Yeah, she did.
She didn't have the answer. It was like, yo, it was a bad loss. Yo, they played their heart out. And she got it. They let her live.
Well, hold up. the reason why I'm not going to say they let her live, Caitlyn is probably better media trained in that sense than Angel.
She's less emotional.
It's because it's one of those, for Caitlyn, she's like this the whole time.
Less emotional.
Now, granted, we've seen emotion out of her, so I'm not going to make it like she's some robot. She throws emotions up. She does things too. But for the most part, she's like this. Because like when they did the whole, they shake hands and stuff like that, she dapped up everybody. She hugged Angel. You know what I'm saying? Like I know, like I like seeing stuff like that because that's what the two Titans do. Because like everybody else was just like, good game. Them two embraced. Because they was like, oh, you know what I'm saying? It's one up. But now, it's kind of like, because this is going to be going on, this is going to be a storyline, and they're going to be milking it financially when they all go in the next level. Whenever Angel is playing against Caitlyn, it's going to be, here we are, round 3, NCAA joint. Especially, hold up, let me preface that. Especially, it'll only stay that way if Iowa wins the national championship. Because they still got to win it. See, Angel beat her in the national championship.
Right.
Iowa has to win it. And that's going to be a tall task because UConn is no joke. Paige Buchler is no joke. Like, she's different.
No joke. And South Carolina is no joke.
South Carolina. So it's going to be, but let's just say in the event, and I ain't going to say nobody's a long shot. This is a Final Four. A lot can happen. One person tweak an ankle, the whole game shakes differently. But if Iowa was to win it, they're going to build. First off, you can't even imagine what they're going to do for Caitlyn if Iowa wins it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be different. But I believe Angel and Caitlyn are going to be able to milk this thing for a few years. You know what I'm saying? Until their WNBA careers like start panning out and seeing who's doing what, like that. So that was the only thing. I didn't want to give Angel any super backlash. It was just I wanted to make some clarity because I thought it was more to the bag than what it was. But she's productive because I know a lot of people that have skill. They can't produce nothing. They barely. So that's why I don't really get caught up in the skill thing as much. But I think I got caught up in it because I had expectations of what I thought she could do. And from what I was told, she's doing what she does. And I was just like, and you corrected me with that. So
yeah, she a big man. You want her to play like you?
Shit, she making money. Shit, I want to play like her.
Yeah, you ain't lying.
Hell yeah, but this is one of your topics too. You like this topic, but we never really talk about it on the air like that. Women change their personal rules for the guy that they like.
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of your that's one of your mission statements.
Oh yeah, because it in the light of social media and which I look at as fake, it's all entertainment. You know what I mean? And this new surgence of men gotta do this and men gotta do that, and they can't take me on a date here, they can't take me on a date there. And then I look at people in real life, and I know men who get certain caliber of women, and I know that they not taking them to these places and they not doing these things that these women say that they want them to do. And I have to come to the conclusion that all of it is cap. If you like him, he can take you to Burger King, period. You know what I mean? Or if you like him, he could take you to Fridays or something crazy like that. I know mad women that have been in the Cheesecake Factory with a dude that they like, period. And everybody ain't taking them to the high-end restaurants. You know what I mean? They go into these chains. These chains is in business for a reason. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, women accept a lot of things from men that they like.
I always like for you to talk about that because it's kind of hard to go against it because that's literally what it is. That's literally what it is. Like, I've dealt with women, and I had a woman before. We was laid up. I just finished smacking it, doing what I do. And dudes, black people can never just say a story. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, they gotta say the part of the story that doesn't change any of the story. Like, so boom, what happened is this. I just finished laying over the joint doing what I do. You know how I do, I get it down. So anyway, we in the bed and everything. She starts talking to me about all the dudes that, not all the dudes, but the type of guys she messed with and them balling out of control. Now at the time, I was cool. Definitely wasn't nothing balling out of control about me, but she was like, yeah, you know, I be balling out. The dudes I mess with be doing this. They drive this, such and such. I'm sitting there looking like, you are describing everybody but me. And we just finished doing the super nasty. So I didn't say it that way, but I let her finish talking, and I was like, well, you saw all that. You know, I don't really got that going on. Oh, nah, you just different though. It's something about you. I like your style. I'm like, no doubt. And whatever that style that she likes, clearly it was enough to supersede the rule that she had for herself
all the time
in terms of what she's willing to deal with.
All the time.
All the time. But Kendrick Lamar.
Oh,
J.
God.
Cole.
Yeah.
Let me say it like this. Kendrick Lamar, I'm not a fan of his. And this is what I mean, I'm not a fan. I don't think he's whack. I believe he can rap. But I don't have to listen to a whole album of him. I've listened to a few of his albums. I've listened to songs that I've been like, he has some songs that I'm like, no doubt, tapping my foot. Some songs I'm like, not really my thing, but okay. Same with J. Cole. But this whole back and forth that they do every 4 years, first it was Kendrick with the Control verse. He's always picking on, I only know J. Cole's name is Jermaine because of Kendrick. That's it. I didn't know his name was Jermaine Cole. Now, J. Cole is going to respond. He's a lyricist. That's what he does. But Kendrick is a lyricist too. He's going to rap. Drake kind of just allows the shots to come and just be like, whatever. You know, once Drake is like this. Whenever I get a vision of Drake, whenever these disses come out, Drake is sitting somewhere like, I don't even know what they're talking about. I don't even know what they're talking about. Like, he's not in it. Drake is like, get out of my face. He don't want no parts of it. Not because Drake is whack. Drake is just on another trajectory. And he's not held to that trajectory, even though he should be, because you displayed yourself on back-to-back. So if you have the ability to make the back-to-backs in these songs, you got to jump in the ring too. But for whatever reason, people don't hold him to the fire to jump into the ring.
I think they do. I think they do. I think that, first of all, I like all three of them. I like music from all three of them. My favorite out of the three would probably be Cole. I think Kendrick has the best album in Good Kid, Mad City. And who's rapping the best right now is definitely Cole. He's rapping the best out of those three right at this moment. I think that Drake is very calculated. He picks and chooses when to jump out there. I think Drake takes the most shots at everyone. You know what I mean? It's it's very subtle and very sneaky, and you'll just be listening one day and you'll be like, is he talking about Kendrick? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So Drake takes the most shots. So I think that in his brain, he doesn't really have to respond to a lot because he's already responded to a lot. You see what I'm saying? I think that that Kendrick and what his verse on the Future joint, it was just to let them know that he heard your little ditty. I heard your little song. You know what I mean? And I didn't like that. You know what I mean? And I'm putting y'all on notice. And I think Cole responded by saying, I thought we was cool, but if you want that, the way I'm rapping right now, it's going to be pretty easy. You're really not on my level. That's what I got from Cole's new joint. You know what I mean? The 7-minute drill. He was like, listen, he was my man, but you don't want those problems. It's going to be easy. You're not really rapping at a level that you think you are. You know what I mean? I thought it was actually a little disrespectful to Kendrick, and that's kind of why I liked it. You know what I mean? I would love to see what Kendrick has to say. I think Drake is sitting back and watching both of them. Now, here's my problem with Drake. Drake is considered, well, he is the most successful out of them. You know what I mean? And he's considered on that tier. If they keep going back and forth, he will not be considered on that tier anymore. He will have to address it. He will have to address it.
I don't think I think Drake is so high up, nothing's gonna change because there's different fans now.
He's
There's
not.
different fans. You're talking Drake. See, my thing is this. This is what I mean by trajectory. Drake does things. He's in. I think all of them are in the same type of rooms, but not doing the same type of things. Because my thing is Drake. He's kind of transcended just rap. He's like a pop rap dude. He's one of those like this. His hardcore fans are not going to care if he jumps in enough or say anything back or not.
But he's not ascending anymore, meaning he's not going up anymore.
So he's leveled out.
No, hey man, it's only two ways, up and down. When you're not ascending, you falling. It just is what it is.
So you can't coast?
No, it's only ascend. Who coasts? If you coasting would be stopping. You see what I'm saying? If you ascending and then you stop, then you good. You see what I'm saying? But as long as you active and you not ascending, you declining. You see what I'm saying? I mean, if you just really look at it, Drake's last few albums, they just didn't hit like his earlier work does.
I wanna go somewhere before we wrap it up, and I don't want to make this a long section.
Go ahead.
Height for height of their careers,
Mm-hmm.
who was bigger, Drake or DMX?
Height for height, Drake. Drake was bigger than DMX. I think what you
That will not please.
I think what you could,
I know what I got in my clip. Go
right.
ahead.
So, but I think what you confusing is a cult following. You see what I'm saying? DMX had a core cult following that is probably not like nothing I've ever seen before. But at the height of Drake's career, I don't think anybody in rap was as big as him.
This is what I mean by height. First off, Drake has it. He's timed with these streams and all this stuff. He hasn't sold more records than DMX in terms of records. Like Drake does Drake have did his first album, what did he go?
I'm not sure, but Drake sold a lot of
Drake
records.
ain't never had 2 number ones in 1 year. He never had 2 number ones in 1 year.
2 number one what? Albums?
In 1 year.
Maybe not, but
And Drake also didn't do the movie thing. This is what I mean. DMX at his height, he not only was selling records, and we talking about Hell It's Dark and Hell Is Hot and Blood of My Blood. When those two first came out, Romeo Must Die. Well, no, was he in that? The Exit Wounds.
yes.
He was in Exit Wounds, and he was another. He's got his albums are selling. He's in movies. That's what I mean. Height. Drake hasn't hit those heights. Now the difference is this: DMX's rise was meteoric. That's why I think probably the confusion with it, because his drum was like boom. Drake's was like, this kid is coming. He's coming and he's steadily rising. But I'm looking like, I don't think there was ever a Drake explosion. I just think Drake had this dude is coming up, and everybody kind of just went along for the ride. 50 Cent was an explosion. Wu-Tang was an explosion. DMX was an explosion.
The reason I say that is because Drake just been at the top of the game for the last 10 years. Like the last 10 years. Like who has been...
He wasn't bigger than... I don't think Drake's height is bigger than Wayne's height.
Who has been on the top of the food chain for 10 years? The last 10 years?
Last 10 years?
Yeah. I mean, I'm
Migos and all them niggas, they have something to say.
They have never eclipsed Drake. But
okay.
I want to say almost 20, like Drake.
Nah.
Yeah, when so far?
2002 you were saying 2002, and that was clearly 50.
So
Drake has never had a 50 Cent type of boom.
That's a boom. I'm just talking about at the height of his career. Like that nigga was sending.
He never had a. To me, the boom is when you're at the height. And that's why I just talked about the cruise control. Because he ain't been on something like that. He been cruising at a certain altitude. That's what I mean. He's never had a boom. Put it this, that's when you said 20 years, it's 2024. That means we go back to 2004.
Yeah.
No, Kanye.
It was 15. He was out. He came out like 2000
doing.
when I started listening to him. Like maybe like 2008, 2009.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, and I don't think he was at the top those first few years. It was after them joints. Once young, because the Wayne, he caught a lot of tail end because of Wayne's boom, and Drake was there for a lot of that. And it was like he's next up. Then that's when, you know, and then you stamp it with Jay saying stuff like Drake's up next and see what he do with it. Things like that. Drake has been, I give you 10 years. I can live with that. I'm gonna have to look into some numbers, not just, I don't care about the numbers, but in terms of who was doing what at what years. But I'm saying like when Wayne was on top, it was a reign. Like he was the guy, undeniably. And I'm not a huge Lil Wayne fan, but he was the guy, undeniably.
Yeah.
Now Drake, he was the guy, undeniably. That's why I don't really put him, he's in the Drake, the J. Cole and Kendrick thing. But I'm looking like, I've always felt like, yo, once Drake did Saturday Night Live, the ESPYs and all that stuff, yo, he's out of this world. He doesn't even know what these dudes is doing. That's what
he knows what they're doing. He knows what they're doing because he respects their pen.
No, he does. He knows what they're doing, but at the same time, he's like, it's not really what I do. Cool, go ahead. But we could be here forever talking about Drizzy Drake. I don't think he's going to jump into the beef.
100% he will.
Well, I say he won't. Let's give him a month. I give him a month. He won't be in the beef. We'll be back. We'll be back with it on Oshin's View. We're going to talk about it. But right now on camera, I'm letting you know, in a month, Drake is not going to say nothing back. And if he does say something back, it's going to be passive-aggressive to probably both of them. This is Oshin's View. That's Willie Negro. I needed the last word. Peace.
Peace.